Hi, this is Aaron for BandLab, and in this video we're going to make a beat in the style of the late, lamented XXXTentacion using BandLab's free online DAW. You can open this project yourself with the link in the video description, and if you find this guide useful, please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be the first to know when new videos drop. This track is going to be based around an acoustic guitar chord progression, so I'm going to begin by adding a virtual instrument track and selecting the guitar's jazz guitar instrument. I set the project tempo to 135 BPM, then right-click the virtual instrument track and select Create Region to make a MIDI clip. I double-click the clip to enter the MIDI editor, where I can double-click to create notes and drag their start and end point to change when they begin and end. I create this chord progression, which consists of G suspended 2, C minor 7 with the root note omitted, and A sharp major. When a real-life guitar instrument is played, it's typically strummed, so let's emulate that by staggering the start of the notes slightly. To do this, I turn View Snap to Grid off and drag the beginning of the second and third notes of each chord back slightly. This gives us a more realistic sound. I then turn the track down to -6 dB to give us more headroom for other instruments. Next I want to add a beat, so I add another instrument track and this time select the Drum Pad's Boom Bap Classic kit. We're essentially working with a double time project tempo, so I start by placing a snare on the third beat of the bar. I then add a kick on the first beat of the bar and put close hats on the second and fourth beats of the bar. I then duplicate this pattern 3 times to create a 4-bar sequence. To duplicate something in BandLab, hold Option on Mac or Alt on Windows and drag it over. To make the beat more rhythmically interesting, I put an additional kick on the last 8th note of the first bar and the 6th 8th note of the third bar. Again, I turn this track down to -6 dB to give us more headroom. I want to bring out the lows and highs of this beat, so I open the effects page and add a tone EQ3M effect. I turn the low up to about +5 dB and the high up to about +4 dB. I'd like to add a bit more weight to the low end of the snare, so I create another instrument track and select the Drum Pad's Dubstep kit. I play just the snare of this kit on top of the existing beat snare. This new snare has a lot of highs that don't really fit the lo-fi vibe, so I add a tone multi-filter effect and turn down the frequency knob to around 1600 Hz. I take this track down to -10 dB. I also want to bring out the closed hat a little more, so I'm going to layer it up with another hat. I add another instrument track and set it to Drum Pad's 606 kit. I use this to double the hat on the original beat and turn it down to -3 dB. For the arrangement, I duplicate the guitar track so I have 2 different versions. To duplicate a track, right-click the track header and select Duplicate Track. The version that plays during the intro features a spring reverb that makes it sound more atmospheric, plus an EQ3M that cuts the lows and boosts the mids and highs. This gives it a thin, ethereal sound, like an old recording, and I decide to enhance this with some vinyl crackle. I open the Loops panel and select the Loops tab, enter Vinyl into the text search. I drag the vinyl crunch sample onto a new track, truncating it to 2 bars long and duplicating it out for the whole intro. I drop its volume to -4.5 dB. The combination of the thinned out guitar and vinyl crackle gives us a nice atmospheric intro. For the guitar that plays on the drop section, I use a stereo chorus, spring reverb, and another EQ3M that cuts the bass, but this time less drastically. Here's how the transition between the intro and drop sounds. At the start of each 16-bar section, after the drop, I have a false breakdown where the first 2 bars of the beat don't play. Remember, you can fork this project and make your own version of it using the link in the video description. Have fun!